the Cambrian explosion, and how it influenced evolutionary change. The Cambrian explosion was a drastic increase in species diversity that occurred approximately 540 million years ago and lasted around 53 million years. Evidence for this event can be found in the Burgess Shale, a 505-million-year-old fossil deposit in British Columbia. This explosion is an important event in evolutionary history because before the Cambrian explosion, life on Earth was much less complex and consisted of little animal life. The cause of such an increase in diversity is still unknown and has led to much debate among evolutionary scientists, and it also gave rise to many animal lineages that are still around today.
The Cambrian explosion had resulted in a drastic increase in diversity. Dominated by arthropods such as trilobites and other species such as sponges, these species have accounted for about half the species we still see today. Now, this evolution had occurred at a rapid rate. Lineages such as our own can be traced in the fossil record, including chordates, which were the first to develop a spinal cord. The Cambrian explosion had also introduced the concept of predation, influencing many organisms such as Opovina regalis, which developed a large trunk-like structure to capture prey.
What caused the Cambrian explosion? Although no one knows the exact cause of this evolutionary event, it's suspected that one of the main factors was a rise in oxygen. Many species that were living before the Cambrian era created oxygen as a byproduct of photosynthesis. We can predict that the oxygen threshold was greatly increased at this time period through the analysis of rocks. The solubility of certain chemicals, such as iron and molybdenum, are oxygen dependent, and researchers have found that an increase of those compounds in rocks formed near the beginning of the Cambrian era. This temporary rise in oxygen crossed an ecological threshold, allowing for the support of more complex organisms such as predators. The introduction of predator-prey relationships set off an evolutionary arms race, and this phenomena introduced the evolution of structures such as simple eyes or legs. Prey also evolved new behavioral methods such as burrowing to avoid predators. This sequence of events seems to be the most likely cause of the Cambrian explosion.
If the Cambrian explosion hadn't occurred, life wouldn't be in diversity filled with different species of animals, but instead mostly plants. Species would not develop body parts to help defend themselves or attack others, and most would be photosynthetic with no need to compete. Regardless, oxygen levels would have increased as a photosynthetic byproduct, meaning that for the course of evolution, a species or group would adapt to fill the niche to consume the abundant compound.